God used His great power and made the earth. He used His wisdom to build the world, and His understanding to stretch out the skies. When He thunders, the waters in the skies roar. He sends clouds all over the earth. He sends lightning with the rain. He brings out the wind from His storehouses. But people are so stupid. They don't understand what God has done. Skilled workers make statues of false gods. Those statues are only false gods. They show how foolish those workers are. Those statues are not alive. Those idols are worthless. People made them, and they are nothing but a joke. Their time of judgment will come, and those idols will be destroyed. But God, who is Jacob's portion, is not like those worthless statues. People didn't make God. God made His people. He made everything. His name is the Lord All-Powerful. The Lord says, Babylon, you are my club. I used you to smash nations. I used you to destroy kingdoms. I used you to smash horse and rider. I used you to smash chariot and driver. I used you to smash men and women. I used you to smash men, old and young. I used you to smash young men and young women. I used you to smash shepherds and flocks. I used you to smash farmers and oxen. I used you to smash governments and important officials. But I will repay Babylonia and all the Babylonians for all the evil things they did to Zion. I will pay them back so that you can see it, Judah. This is what the Lord said. The Lord says, Babylon, you are like a volcano that destroys the whole country. But I have turned against you, and I will turn you into a burned-out mountain. People will not take stones from Babylon to use as the foundation of the building. That is because they will not find any stones big enough for cornerstones. Your city will be a pile of broken rocks forever. This is what the Lord said. Lift up the war flag in the land. Blow the trumpet in all the nations. Prepare the nations for war against Babylon. Call these kingdoms to come fight against Babylon, Ararat, Menai, and Ashkenaz. Choose a commander to lead the army against her. Send so many horses that they are like a swarm of locusts. Get the nations ready for battle against her. Get the kings of the Medes ready. Get their governors and all their important officials ready. Get all the countries they rule ready for battle against Babylon. The land shakes and moves as if it is in pain. It will shake when the Lord does to Babylon what He plans, to make the land of Babylon an empty desert, a place where no one will live. Babylon's soldiers have stopped fighting. They stay in their forts. Their strength is gone. They have become like frightened women. Babylon's houses are burning. The bars of her gates are broken. One messenger follows another. Messenger follows messenger. They announce to the king of Babylon that this whole city has been captured. The places where people cross the rivers have been captured. The swamplands are burning. All of Babylon's soldiers are afraid. This is what the Lord All-Powerful, the God of the people of Israel, says. Babylon is like a threshing floor, where people beat the grain at harvest time. And the time to beat Babylon is coming soon. King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon destroyed us in the past. In the past he hurt us. In the past he took our people away, and we became like an empty jar. He took the best we had. He was like a giant monster that ate everything until it was full. He took the best we had and threw us away. Babylon did terrible things to hurt us. Now I want those things to happen to Babylon. The people living in Zion said, the people of Babylon are guilty of killing our people. Now they are being punished for the bad things they did. The city of Jerusalem said those things. So this is what the Lord says. I will defend you, Judah. I will make sure that Babylon is punished. I will dry up Babylon's sea, and I will make her water springs become dry. Babylon will become a pile of ruined buildings, a place fit only for wild dogs. People will be shocked and shake their heads at what is left there. It will be a place where no one lives. The people of Babylon are like roaring young lions. They growl like baby lions. They are acting like powerful lions. I will give a party for them. I will make them drunk. They will laugh and have a good time, and then they will sleep forever. They will never wake up. This is what the Lord said. Babylon will be like sheep, rams, and goats waiting to be killed. I will lead them to the slaughter. Shishak will be defeated. The best and proudest country of the whole earth will be taken captive. People from other nations will look at Babylon, and what they see will make them afraid. The sea will rise over Babylon. Its roaring waves will cover her. Babylon will be like a dry desert land. Its cities will be empty ruins. No one will live in those cities. No one will even travel through them. I will punish the false god Baal in Babylon. I will make him vomit out the people he swallowed. The wall around Babylon will fall, and other nations will stop coming to Babylon. Come out of the city of Babylon, my people. Run to save your lives. Run from the Lord's great anger. Don't be sad, my people. Rumors will spread, but don't be afraid. One rumor comes this year. Another rumor will come next year. There will be rumors about terrible fighting in the country. There will be rumors about rulers fighting against rulers. The time will surely come when I will punish the false gods of Babylon, and the whole land of Babylon will be put to shame. There will be many dead people lying in the streets of that city. Then heaven and earth and all that is in them will shout with joy about Babylon. They will shout because an army came from the north and fought against Babylon. This is what the Lord said. Babylon killed people from Israel. Babylon killed people from every place on earth. So Babylon must fall. You people escaped the swords. You must hurry and leave Babylon. Don't wait. You are in a faraway land. But remember the Lord where you are, and remember Jerusalem. We people of Judah are ashamed. We have been insulted because strangers have gone into the holy places of the Lord's temple. The Lord says, the time is coming when I will punish the idols of Babylon. At that time, wounded people will cry with pain everywhere in that country. Babylon might grow until she touches the sky. Babylon might make her fort strong, but I will send people to fight against that city, and they will destroy her. This is what the Lord said. We can hear people crying in Babylon. We hear the sound of people destroying things in the land of Babylon. The Lord will destroy Babylon very soon. He will stop the loud noises in that city. Enemies will come roaring in like ocean waves. People all around will hear that roar. The army will come and destroy Babylon. Its soldiers will be captured, and their bows will be broken. This will happen because the Lord punishes people for the bad things they do. He gives them the full punishment they deserve. I will make Babylon's wise men and important officials drunk. I will make the governors, officers, and soldiers drunk too. Then they will sleep forever. They will never wake up. This is what the king said. His name is the Lord All-Powerful. This is what the Lord All-Powerful says. Babylon's thick, strong wall will be pulled down. Her high gates will be burned. The people of Babylon will work hard, but it will not help. They will get very tired trying to save the city, but they will only be fuel for the flames. At that time, the officers of King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon came to Jerusalem and surrounded it. Then King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon came to the city. King Jehoiakim of Judah went out to meet the king of Babylon. His mother, his officers, leaders, and officials also went with him. Then the king of Babylon captured Jehoiakim. This was during the 8th year of Nebuchadnezzar's rule. Nebuchadnezzar took from Jerusalem all the treasures in the Lord's temple, and all the treasures in the king's palace. He cut up all the golden dishes that King Solomon of Israel had put in the Lord's temple. This happened just as the Lord had said. Nebuchadnezzar captured all the people of Jerusalem, including the leaders and other wealthy people. He took 10,000 people and made them prisoners. He took all the skilled workers and craftsmen. No one was left, except the poorest of the common people. Nebuchadnezzar took Jehoiakim to Babylon as a prisoner. He also took the king's mother, his wives, officers, and the leading men of the land. He took them from Jerusalem to Babylon as prisoners. There were 7,000 soldiers. Nebuchadnezzar took all the soldiers and 1,000 of the skilled workers and craftsmen. All these men were trained soldiers, ready for war. The king of Babylon took them to Babylon as prisoners. The king of Babylon made Mattaniah the new king. Mattaniah was Jehoiakim's uncle. He changed his name to Zedekiah. In the spring, King Nebuchadnezzar sent some servants to get Jehoiakim. They brought Jehoiakim and some valuable treasures from the Lord's temple to Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar chose Zedekiah to be the new king of Judah and Jerusalem. Zedekiah was one of Jehoiakim's relatives. Solomon's son was Rehoboam. Rehoboam's son was Abijah. Abijah's son was Asa. Asa's son was Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat's son was Jehoram. Jehoram's son was Ahaziah. Ahaziah's son was Joash. Joash's son was Amaziah. Amaziah's son was Azariah. Azariah's son was Jotham. Jotham's son was Ahaz. Ahaz's son was Hezekiah. Hezekiah's son was Manasseh. Manasseh's son was Ammon. Ammon's son was Josiah. This is a list of Josiah's sons. The first son was Johanan. The second son was Jehoiakim. The third son was Zedekiah. The fourth son was Shallum. Jehoiakim's sons were Jehoiakim, his son, and Zedekiah, his son. Zedekiah was 21 years old when he became king of Judah. He was king of Jerusalem for 11 years. Zedekiah did what the Lord his God considered evil. Jeremiah the prophet told him messages from the Lord. But Zedekiah did not humble himself and obey what Jeremiah said. Zedekiah turned against King Nebuchadnezzar. In the past, Nebuchadnezzar forced Zedekiah to make a promise to be faithful to him. Zedekiah used God's name and promised to be faithful to Nebuchadnezzar. But Zedekiah was stubborn and would not change his life. He refused to obey the Lord, the God of Israel. Also, all the leaders of the priests and the leaders of the people of Judah sinned worse and became more unfaithful to the Lord. They followed the evil example of other nations. They ruined the temple that the Lord had made holy in Jerusalem. Zedekiah was 21 years old when he became king of Judah. He ruled in Jerusalem for 11 years. His mother's name was Hamutal, daughter of Jeremiah. Hamutal's family was from the town of Libnah. Zedekiah did evil things, just as King Jehoiakim had done. The Lord did not like Zedekiah doing those evil things. Terrible things happened to the people of Jerusalem and Judah because the Lord was angry with them. Finally, he threw them out of his presence. Zedekiah was 21 years old when he began to rule. He ruled 11 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Hamutal, daughter of Jeremiah from Libnah. Zedekiah did what the Lord said was wrong. He did all the same things Jehoiakim did. The Lord became so angry with Jerusalem and Judah that he threw them away. Nebuchadnezzar was the king of Babylon. He appointed Zedekiah, son of Josiah, to be the king of Judah in the place of Jehoiakim, son of Jehoiakim. But Zedekiah, his servants, and the people of Judah did not pay attention to the messages the Lord had given to Jeremiah the prophet. King Zedekiah sent Jehukal, son of Shelemiah, and the priest Zephaniah, son of Maaseiah, to Jeremiah the prophet with a message. This was the message they brought to Jeremiah. Jeremiah, pray to the Lord our God for us. At that time, Jeremiah had not yet been put into prison, so he was free to go anywhere he wanted. Also, at that time, Pharaoh's army had marched from Egypt toward Judah. The Babylonian army had surrounded the city of Jerusalem in order to defeat it. Then they had heard about the army from Egypt marching toward them. So the army from Babylon left Jerusalem to fight with the army from Egypt. This message from the Lord came to Jeremiah the prophet. This is what the Lord, the God of the people of Israel, says. Jehukal and Zephaniah, I know that King Zedekiah of Judah sent you to me to ask questions. Tell King Zedekiah this. Pharaoh's army marched out of Egypt to come here to help you against the army of Babylon. But Pharaoh's army will go back to Egypt. After that, the army from Babylon will come back here and attack Jerusalem. Then they will capture and burn it. This is what the Lord says. People of Jerusalem, don't fool yourselves. Don't say to yourselves, the army of Babylon will surely leave us alone. They will not. People of Jerusalem, even if you could defeat all the Babylonian army that is attacking you, there would still be a few wounded men left in their tents. Even those few wounded men will come out of their tents and burn Jerusalem down.